Good morning and welcome to another episode of Pep's Corner. We will continue and finish our book Oceans today. We are in week 11, day 4. We will be reading from pages 20 through 32, which is the end of the book. Our purpose and focus have been posted for you on the screen, so make sure you have your book in hand and are actively following along and reading. Remember, boys and girls, to reread a second time. Let's begin. Page 20. When the wind blows across the surface of an ocean waters, little ripples form. As the wind continues to blow, the ripples grow into waves. The size of a wave depends on the speed of the wind, how long it blows, and the fetch. The fetch is the distance over which the wave travels. The faster the wind, the longer it blows, and the greater the fetch, the bigger the waves. In the open ocean, where the wind is blowing and making waves, the waves are all different sizes and shapes and go in different directions. As the waves move away from where they began, some travel faster than others, and they form groups of about the same wavelength. The waves are now long and smooth and are called a swell. Waves moving across the ocean carry the energy of the wind, but the ocean water does not move along with the wave. As the wave passes, the particles of water move up and down and around in a little circle. If you watch a stick floating on water as waves pass by, you'll see that it bulbs up and down but stays in just about the same place. Only the energy of the waves moves forward. The high spot of the wave is called a crest, and the low spot is called a trough. The distance between two crests or two troughs is called a wavelength. The height of the wave is the distance from the crest to the trough. Storm-driven waves in the ocean can build up to great heights. One of the largest waves ever was 112 feet high, the height of a 10-story building. Ocean-going ships can ride over most waves. Small ships can ride up one side of a wave and down the other. Large ships can usually ride through waves without too much difficulty. During a hurricane or severe storm, however, a huge wave can dump hundreds of tons of water onto a ship in a few seconds, smashing it apart and sending it to the bottom. When an ocean wave reaches the shallow water of the shore, it begins to travel more slowly as its shape begins to change. Some people say that the wave begins to feel the bottom. Waves begin to pile up and grow higher as those in the back come in faster and those in the front are moving. As the waves slow down, the crest of the wave tries to continue at the same speed until finally it topples over into the trough of the wave in front and becomes a breaker. When waves break on the shore, the surf begins. Sometimes surf can break just a few yards from shore. However, if the shore is shallow, surf can form hundreds of yards out to sea. The waves on shallow beaches, such as this one in Hawaii, spill over slowly as they roll up the shore. Even rocky coastlines are worn away by the power of the surf. The softer kinds of rock are worn away first, leaving rocky spires or platforms of harder rock. These too will eventually be worn down by the pounding of the waves. In other places, the incoming surf carries sand particles from one spot to another, slowly building up beaches and dunes. Every moment of every day, the sea is at work reshaping the land. Millions upon millions of years ago, life began in the sea. Today, the sea is home to incredible numbers of living things, from microscopic plants and animals called plankton to giant whales larger than any dinosaur. Some animals are drifters, others swim freely, and still others spend their entire lives on the bottom of the sea. One way or another, all sea animals depend on the multitudes of tiny plankton plants, which drift in the surface waters of the ocean using the energy of sunlight to produce food. The tiny plants are eaten by small fish and other animals, which are eaten by large animals, and which are eaten in turn by even larger animals. Many tons of sea animals of all kinds are eaten each day by people all over the world. Throughout the ages, the sea has been the inspiration for art, music, and poetry, as well as a source of food and a highway to travel. The sea has also been used as the world's wastebasket for garbage and even radioactive waste. Until now, the sea has always been able to renew itself, but we are reaching the limits of this vast ocean world. And without the sea, the earth would be a world without life.